Hello everybody, Patrick here, your friendly neighborhood shaman again, and I recently did a video where I explained in short, because it could have spilled books, but I talked about Soul Retrieval and what it was, just to let people know what was available out there in terms of shamanic healing, things that you don't hear about in the grocery store or in the newspaper or whatever. And I just thought I would do another PSA, public shamanic announcement, on another aspect of Soul Retrieval that I do, called Faery Doctoring. Years ago, when I first learned I learned Soul Retrieval from Sandra Ingram, the renowned international shamanic teacher, who literally wrote the book on Soul Retrieval. And at that point, I felt like, whoa, this was like the ultimate, this was the height, the pinnacle of shamanic healing. And it was like, I finally felt like I had something I could offer my community, something I could do to help heal others as well as myself. And then I took a little class with Tom Cowan, who is another well-known international shamanic teacher, more in the Celtic tradition. And this was a workshop on Faery Doctoring. And when I took this class, it was like someone took me into Soul Retrieval, like this ultimate thing, ultimate technique, ultimate healing of shamanism, and then opened a door to show me there was a whole nother room. It was amazing. So what Faery Doctoring is, it comes from Celtic, especially Irish traditions, and I'm Irish, like 51% Irish, something like that. So this is my own heritage, etc. But in modern terms, as I explained with Soul Retrieval, when we experience a trauma and part of our soul fragments off, part of our psyche goes off in order to protect itself, sometimes the fairy folk, the hidden folk, the little people, whatever you want to call them, the unseen folk, their job is to balance the energies between their invisible realm and our physical realm. So sometimes when someone loses a soul part, when they experience soul loss because of a trauma, the fairy folk will take that soul part, and rather than it just hanging out there somewhere in the ethers, waiting to come back to the person, the fae might take that soul part into the fairy realm in order to balance the energies, especially people who are creative, who have connections to the fairy realm. Recently, most of the Faery Doctoring sessions I've had with people have been people who are actually fairies of the fairy folk, who have incarnated as human and they left part of their self back in the fairy realm. So I do it along with, in conjunction with Soul Retrieval. The one thing that makes it different is when the fae take that soul part into their world, they nurture it, they raise it. And so the age of that soul part stays concurrent with my client, whoever is getting the Faery Doctoring. So the integration isn't quite as steep a curve. In Soul Retrieval, that soul part stays at the same age it was when it leaves. If you experience a trauma at 4, that soul part is still 4 years old. That's where the integration process comes in. I can bring that 4-year-old soul part back to people. And then the integration is bringing that soul part up to speed for whatever age that person is. With the Fae, when they have that soul part in their realm, they raise it, they teach it, they nourish it, they nurture it. And so when I retrieve one of those soul parts, the integration is still a thing because it's of a whole different realm, but it's not the same kind of integration of having to bring it up to speed. So the thing is with the Faery Doctoring is because they took it in a way to balance the energies of the worlds or different realms, we have to do an exchange of energy in order to for them to relinquish it to us. And so what it looks like, just like in a soul retrieval, I'll go looking for soul parts, and I have a special, I've got a guide who is a co-walker in the worlds. I don't remember the exact term for it, but my little spirit friend is an Irish elk. They're extinct in the physical realm now, but they were like, I want to say like 8 feet tall. They were like the biggest deer ever to walk the earth. My guy is only about 2 feet tall. He's pure white. And so if I suspect that there's someone has a soul part in the fairy realm, I'll go to him. He takes me to this fairy liaison. Her name is Elandria. I think she's a dryad. I've never really asked, but she lives in a tree. And that's how the further into the fairy realm I go, is to just kind of right on the edge. I meet her at her tree in the other realm and talk to her there. And then she has a little minion that goes off to find the soul part for me. And while he's out finding the soul part, I negotiate with Elandria to say what my client has to do and what I need to do as the facilitator to balance the energies of that soul part coming back from the fairy realm into the physical realm. Traditionally in the old stories, there are like terrible things that happen, and it's all the stories of like the changelings and these different people being abducted into the fairy realm and all that kind of stuff. But these days, I think there's a great awakening for one. There's a better, there's more people working with the Fae nowadays in a more friendly. It's like two nations working together, and so what they usually want as an exchange is some sort of creative endeavor, art, music, dance. Like they'll say, I want you to wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is sing a song for 7 days in a row, or I want you to create 3 paintings or whatever it is. And so it's a mutual benefit. It helps actually with the integration of the soul part from the fairy realm into this person. It raises this person's vibration as well as mine doing my part, and it helps it's an exchange of energy to the fairies, and they can use that energy to keep it balanced. And it is so rewarding to see someone reunited with a part of themselves that was raised in the fairy realm. And it's like the magic, the whimsy, it's amazing. And so basically I just wanted to do another PSA to let you know what's available. If that's something that interests you, if that calls to you, if it resonates with you, you can contact me through my website at perchingwolfstudios.net, or you can text me at 253-336-0383, and we can get a session set up for Faery Doctoring to reunite you with your fairy self. We can do it long distance or locally. I'm in Renton, Washington. And I hope that it's just such a rewarding thing, and I would love to be a part of your healing process. So let me know. I'm here for you. I love you. I see you, and I honor you. So let me know if I can help in any way, and I will talk to you soon. Go shining. Bye.